Hey guys, it's me Jack and I'm back with another review. This is a video I've been wanting to make for a while. I felt like I just really needed to get my thoughts out on a movie that has been on my mind for quite some time. That movie is the anime film A Silent Voice. Based off of the manga of the same name, the movie is about a boy named Shoya. In elementary school, he bullied a deaf girl named Shoko. Years later, he is reunited with her, and feeling bad about how he treated her, tries to make things right. Now, by just saying the plot of this movie, it sounds like the kind of movie that I would absolutely love. I love stories of redemption. From what I can see, this movie is very highly acclaimed and well regarded. And the thing is, there are a lot of parts to this movie that I do genuinely love. Mainly the relationship between Shoya and Shoko. Their connection is honestly very beautiful. There are some moments in this movie that are honestly some of the most touching moments I've seen in any film. And yet, somehow, in spite of all that, I hate this movie. And the majority of my problems center around one character. That is the character of Naoka. Naoka is Shoya's old friend from elementary school, who he meets again years later. Now, how would I describe Naoka?
This girl is the nastiest skank bitch I've ever met.
You're too fucking kind, Regina. No, but in all seriousness, her character on paper, I think, works. She's a mirror to Shoya. Where Shoya has matured and become a better person all these years later, Naoka has only gotten worse, and has truly become a monster. She blames Shoko for destroying their friend group. And right off the bat, that is just such a deplorable thing, and it instantly makes us hate her. The thing is, I totally understand that we are not meant to like her character at all. And the truth is, I am totally fine with the fact that, unlike Shoya, she doesn't have a redemption arc. It shows that while some people do mature and become better people, others are just awful human beings, and that's it. It's a very brutal but honest truth. No, her character being despicable is not the problem. The problem is that she barely gets any sort of comeuppance for her shitty behavior. She takes Shoko up in a ferris wheel, and tries to sort of make peace with her, saying that she hates Shoko, and Shoko probably hates her too, and they should just agree to hate one another and make peace. Shoko, however, starts getting emotional, and states that she doesn't hate Naoka, but rather she hates herself. Naoka responds, like the terrible person she is, and smacks Shoko in the face, claiming she hasn't changed at all and has no intention of being real with her. Now the thing is, Shoya sees this in a recorded video. He sees his new friend getting hit in the face by someone who used to be his friend. And what does he do about this?
Nothing!
The next time he sees Naoka on the bridge, he doesn't address this at all. He doesn't call her out for it. He pretty much acts like it never even happened. But things only get worse from here. Shoko eventually attempts to kill herself, but Shoya stops her, and in the process he ends up in a coma in the hospital. Naoka, again, being such a great stand-up person, blames Shoko for this and attacks her. Yeah, that's right, she attacks a suicidal deaf girl. This is beyond just typical bullying, this is evil. Later on, Naoka starts becoming clinging and obsessive as well. She stays by Shoya's side while he's in the hospital and doesn't allow anybody to visit him. Later on, when Shoya gets out of the hospital, he talks with Naoka. She openly admits that she's not a good person, but that she still can't bring herself to like Shoko. And throughout this conversation, Shoya is pretty silent. Like, dude, I think you forgot your line. When she says, I can't bring myself to like Shoko, that's when you say, okay, you don't have to like her, but you do have to leave her alone. Even if he didn't know about the incident outside the hospital, he does know about the incident on the Ferris wheel. This girl verbally and physically abused your friend. Then, as Naoka leaves, something happens. You see, throughout the movie, people who Shoya isn't really able to connect with are illustrated as having X's on their faces. Which admittedly is a pretty cool idea. But as Naoka leaves, the X on her face falls off. This basically tells us that she's his friend again. And all I can say to that is, no. Just no. I'm sorry, admitting you're a horrible person is not enough. You have to atone. You have to change. The fact is, while it is good to connect with people, some people in life deserve X's on their faces. And Naoka is certainly one of those people. And then we get the final nail in the coffin. At school, Shoya reunites with all of his old friends. Naoka shows up and starts being Naoka. She then tells Shoko to stop acting worried. Shoko responds by doing what she does most of the time, apologize. And Naoka responds by calling Shoko a moron using sign language. I've heard people say that this scene shows character development for Naoka. And to that I say, this is nothing. Yeah, she learned a little bit of Shoko's language. But she only did it so she could continue to be a bully. Shoko then shows her that she was doing the sign language slightly wrong. And Naoka is a bit embarrassed and walks off. Really? That's it? After all the horrible shit she's done, that's her comeuppance? Being a little embarrassed? And again, here she is insulting Shoko right in front of Shoya and the rest of their friends, and they do nothing about it. Look, I'm not asking for much here, man. I don't need Naoka to fall off a cliff or get eaten by wolves or anything. But you gotta do better than this. All you need to do is have her insult Shoko, and then Shoya and the others stand up to her, tell her to get lost, and that she's no longer their friend.
That's all you have to do!
But no, instead this movie that markets itself as an anti-bullying movie literally ends with bullying being tolerated. Horrible. Just horrible. I'm sorry, you can't have it both ways. You can't have Naoka stay a terrible person and still be a part of their friend group. If you want Naoka to stay part of their friend group, then have her genuinely be nice to Shoko. And if you want her to stay a terrible person, then have them kick her out of their friend group. You can't have your cake and eat it. This also leads into another, less frustrating issue that I have, which is with Shoko's character. I just wish she was a little bit stronger. Like, maybe when Naoka attacks her outside the hospital, she takes the abuse because she feels like she deserves it. But then when her mother shows up to protect her, and Naoka slaps her, that's what sets her off and makes her attack Naoka. And after attacking Naoka, she suddenly realizes that violence doesn't bring her anything but more pain. And she suddenly realizes that that's how Naoka feels. And it frustrates me that by the end of the movie, her character doesn't have much development. Yes, she does learn to love herself more. But she's still apologizing to this horrible girl who doesn't deserve it. And is really the one that should be apologizing to her. Like, maybe she could give Naoka some strong, inspiring speech, akin to the one that Butters gave his grandma in that one episode of South Park. By the way, if you haven't watched that scene, go check it out. It's wonderful. It's one of the many reasons why Butters is such a great character. It's just so frustrating, because so much of this movie is wonderful. And when the movie was over, I was just mad. And the thing is, I am aware that there are movies where despicable characters get away with their crimes. But the thing is, those movies are meant to leave you feeling frustrated when they're over. But with the way A Silent Voice ends, it's so clear that it wants to leave you feeling happy and hopeful. And I just wasn't. Now, I'd like to make it very clear that I am not out to attack anybody's opinion. If this movie touched you on an emotional level, that's great. Really it is. I just wanted to make this video to explain why, for me, this movie just pissed me off. And if you do love this movie, I hope you can at least understand why I hate it. Thanks for watching, be kind to others, don't be a bully, and I'll see you next time.